Anonymous.
Yes.
And you had this party where everybody, it was a masquerade party, and you mentioned about hiding behind masks because your husband didn't know about the little gallivanting you were doing.
He didn't know. I mean, originally, I didn't want him to know I was writing the book because, you know, we have friends who spoke to me. I was speaking myself, but, you know, I had to keep it real. It was happening, and it was happening right in front of him. So.
Now, exactly what is happening? Are you have an open marriage? Is that what you have?
We have a don't ask, don't tell policy.
Does he have a part?
Wow.
Come tell me
It's not. I mean, my marriage is friendship. I have known him since I was 18 years old. We have been through just about everything, every growing pain you think a man can take a woman through. I've been there. So it just kind of came to a point where we just started having conversation when I was changing. When I was like, oh, wait a minute.
So you were getting bored in your relationship?
No, I had a frustration, a normal woman turning 30 frustration. And I felt the need to communicate that with him, and we were very honest. I started asking questions because I was losing my mind when I turned 30. I didn't know what was going on with me.
What do you mean? Like, what were you losing your mind about? Like, what do you mean? Like,
I lost myself. I was married, and I've been with him since I was 18 years old. We had brief breakups and get back together. We did all that dance. You know what I'm saying? And then it was just, okay, I'm 30. I'm a mom. I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to do this.
Did you think he was possibly cheating on you or stepping outside the relationship?
You were already married by this time?
No. I've been married for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel like life was over?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where I came to. I came to that place because you give so much of yourself in a relationship. You know, I always come back to this analogy, the socks. My husband, the first time he asked me if he had clean white socks, I was like, for real? Me? About your socks? You know what I'm saying?
You say life was more exciting when you were single, and then you're like, the monotony, like those kind of
No, what it is that when you give 100% of yourself to other individuals, I have 4 kids at home, 3 of my own and a stepson, and then there's this man who needs you too, and there's not a lot of time that you're giving to yourself. There's not, and you wake up one day and you're like, what happened to me? What happened to my dreams? What happened to my goal? What happened to my waistline? You know what I'm saying?
Right. My dreams, my goal, my waistline.
Yeah, right. My waistline. You know what I didn't used to have to do all this draping and shit when it was time to get up and go. And now I do. And you're not the same person. You know, girls are girls, and we're fed fairy tales, and we're looking for the prince. You're probably not going to find a prince. You're going to probably have to work with your frog, and it's all good because I love my frog.
But don't frogs have small penises? Flora, you had a question?
Huh? No, I was just going to reiterate what she was saying. You kind of like lost yourself. You lost Lola in this life that you had.
Yes, I used to be fabulous.
Right. You had an epiphany at 30, and you were like, wait.
I lost it, but it wasn't just me, and that's what this book, that's how it all came about. All my girlfriends were like, girl, and you know, are you feeling like this?
You can even contribute to that because you didn't experience it.
I understood.
Tell me about the book. Like, what is it about? Paraphrase for me.
There's confessions. There's women venting about different things that they have gone through, what they're experiencing. If you look through the table of contents, it's very colorful. You'll see exactly what we're talking about. But more than anything,
let's read some of these table of contents.
Okay.
There is on sex with your husband. Boring.
Not at all. You have to read it. Oh, you have to read it.
No, I don't mean your chapter. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
On fellatio.
Fellatio. Hey now.
Because married women don't do that a lot.
Explain time alone and personality.
You don't get a lot, and you lose it. There you go. You don't get a lot of time alone, and you do lose your personality. Unless you can take hold of exactly what it is that you're going through, and we don't always get that. Sometimes there's groceries and food and school and homework and sex with your husband and fellatio, and where are you in all that? Damn.
You're giving the fellatio.
Wait, what's fellatio?
Yeah, but you know,
sucking dick. Hold on. Wait,
we have an exclusive here.
Wait a minute now. What? Shelly Ria, what did you say now? What was the question?
What is fellatio? What was that?
It's an Italian opera.
Yes.
It's
a musical.
The Italians.
Well, you've done videos, so it's given brain, head.
I don't see this type of video.
What is cunningless, Shelly? What is cunningless?
Cunningless.
Cunningless.
What's cunnilingus?
Having fun.
What's cunnilingus?
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
No. Sharp left. So tell us about the don't ask, don't tell policy, and how did you get? Like, who started the conversation first?
How did you walk him into that? Because I need to know.
I didn't walk him into that. It wasn't a walk. It's just been a journey. You know, when we got to a point where I was frustrated, there were conversations of actual divorce. Well, I couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. We didn't want it. So we just had this conversation like, okay, so what if this happened? And we gave scenarios.
Like, be specific.
He's going to get mad at me.
No one, we have got it. We have like, no one listens. We have like 2 listeners. I know them both.
He's listening. He's listening.
Well, give your scenarios.
Well, no. I'm not going to give my scenarios, and I'm not giving anybody else's. It's anonymous. But no.
No names, but like just,
No, I will say we were in situations, we had conversations, and we were like, well, what if this happened? Would you leave?
What do you mean? Like, you saying, like, what if
he asked.
If you cheated.
What if this happened?
What if I was with another woman? Would you leave? What if you were with another man?
My answer was devastatingly honest, and I said, we have 4 kids, and you weigh that, and you're like, no, I wouldn't. That's my situation. So I flipped it on him. You know, women, we're always dealing with stuff. We're not always dishing it out. So I asked the question, what if I X, Y, and Z? Would you leave? And he was like, no, I'm never going to leave you.
Oh, green lights.
Wow.
Let's go to Memorial Day weekend in Miami.
But no. I do not. Nobody takes advantage of anything. Nobody's feelings are hurt. I don't look through cell phones. I'm not looking through emails or anything like that.
How do you prevent yourself from getting jealous in an open relationship?
I don't think about that. I have my own things to think about. I can't make my life about what he does with his dick. That's my husband. He's my friend. He's the father of my kids. He's my provider. That's that.
That's probably fun.
Wow.
It's evolved.
Shelly Rio, would you like to have a relationship?
See, that sounds kind of interesting.
Shelly Rio's married.
See, if I did it, I'd be okay with it. But if he did something,
See, that's what I'm saying. You can't think about it. You cannot think about that. I mean, if you're going to have those rules, and it's underwritten, it doesn't come up in conversation. We're not sitting up talking about it, quizzing each other all day. There's no questions. There's
what
no
if he comes home late one night? Like,
that's happened often. But what if I come home late one night? There has to be balance.
All right.
She's
doing her thing too.
There has to be balance. There has to be balance.
But
He
you
might
never,
come
like,
home at 3 o'clock in the morning, but he has to be ready for me to do that same thing. He doesn't give anything that he can't take from me.
But you never like maybe plan something without telling him, like, ooh, maybe tonight I want to surprise him with something, and he doesn't come home. And
well, then that's regular shit. I'm gonna get mad because you didn't come here when you were supposed to. But I mean, outside of that, it's just underwritten in our contract.
That sounds like it's kind of fun, but also, is it something? Do you feel like you're kind of giving up a little bit on the idea of a marriage, one man, one woman? Do you feel like
no? Because I think that as time goes, we'll probably get there. But if I'm having growing pains, you're going to understand my growing pains just like I understood yours. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that we're going through together, but we keep growing together. And it's only going to get better. You know, that there's no fear of me losing him.
Well, I guess, yeah, because like that's mostly what people leave over, that and finances, right?
Well, yeah, and if we have an honesty that, and it's in the last page of the book, we have an honesty that's lost on some people. You know, I have friends who tell me things. He has friends who tell him things. They're not talking to each other, but me and him get together at the end of an event, and we're like, yeah, for real, okay. But we just have it to where, you know, we know what's going on. I'm not gonna get mad at some random chick calls the phone for him. I'm not.
You sound like me. I'm
I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that.
Tina Davina's probably the most open, and she's, you know, you probably have some similar.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that because at the end of the day, he's paying my bills. You know, I'm gonna rep his back. We're raising our children together. This is what we do.
Yeah. Do you think because you guys have this agreement that you don't want to cheat as much, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have that option.
And I'm not the woman who's looking or worried or asking or, you know, I have friends like that who do where have you been? Where you going? When you coming home? I don't have time.
Because you hear men say that women that are on them about everything, they want to cheat, but the women that say, you know what? You're going to do what you're going to do anyways, then they don't want to cheat on you.
They don't.
Right.
Again, fellas, if you're listening and you want to date me and you're considering, I really could care less what to do. I don't care.
Right.
Have an orgy for all I care.
I think I have the best of my man. Just kidding. Because I'm not the one that's being lied to. You know, I'm not that lady. I don't have to be.
I'm exactly like that. Complete honesty. Like, even if I can take honesty. I can't take deception. I can't take having to assume or question. Just be honest. Tell me, and I can deal with it way better.
Yeah, but see, men don't believe that. They will never believe it when you say it. You have to be living it. I got married so young. You know what I mean? So, wait. That's my bad. If we're asking any advice, questions on should we get married, wait until you know you're ready to commit your life to someone else, because it's not what a lot of people think it is.
Okay, now, thank you for coming by the show.
No problem.
We want to tell the listeners where to get your book.
www.soanonymous.com, and it'll be available through Barnes & Noble in May.
Maybe you should think about making, a movie about this.
I'm working on that, and I have the men's tell-all that I'm writing right now.
So what's that called? Tell us.
That's Anonymous, a confessional of men, married, single, or otherwise engaged. And I had to do all men because that's what everybody wanted to know. Everybody wanted to know everything about men. So I'm just asking them all everything.
Any final words you want to leave the listeners with?
Yes.
Advice?
Get my book because it's really good and it's necessary. It's necessary. There's so much advice in this book that your mama's not telling you about men and your girlfriends aren't telling you about marriage. So it's in there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That was Lola Pierce. Her book, Anonymous, a confessional of married women. Check it out. Get it. Go online. Check it out. I can't wait to start reading this book.
I know. I can't wait to start reading it.
Changing my whole life. All right. This is the Claudia George Show and the Pigeons. We'll be back after a quick break. We're talking marriage. Is it realistic or should we just kill ourselves and forget? Give up.